Okay guys, so I have the next example here. Okay, so let's try this example also. Okay, so for this example also, the direct substitution is not going to work here directly, so we will have to do some factorization. Okay, so now let's focus on the numerator. Okay, so for the numerator we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. Okay, so what you're going to do is that you consider these two here, then you consider this one, then you multiply the two, then that's going to give us what? 2, right? Because 2 by 1 will give us what? 2. So you are going to find two numbers, okay, that you can multiply to get 2 and then add to get what? This 3 here. And then of course those two numbers are going to be 1 and 2. Multiplying 1 by 2 give us 2 and then adding it to give us what? 3. Okay. So at the end, you're just going to write this expression as 2x squared plus x plus 2x plus 1. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So now let's do the factorization here. So if you do the factorization, you're going to have x squared, sorry, you're going to have x into bracket 2x plus 1, okay, plus 1 out because 1 will be the only value common to these two terms here, okay. 1 out, bracket open, 2x plus 1, okay, this is what you're going to have. So at the end, you're going to have x plus 1, okay, multiplying 2x plus 1, okay, so that will be the factorized form for the numerator. Okay, so now let's focus on the denominator also. So for the denominator too, we have, let me write that here. Okay, let me write the expression again. So we are going to have the limit as x approaches minus 1, okay, and then for the numerator we now have x plus 1, okay, multiplying 2x plus 1. Okay, so now let's focus on the denominator. Okay, so for the denominator too, we have x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay, so let's look at how you're going to do the factorization. So you're going to find two numbers that you can multiply to get minus 3 and then add to get what? Minus 2. And those two numbers are going to be 1 and then minus 3. Okay, so at the end, we are going to have x squared, okay, min minus 3x, okay, plus x minus what? 3. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So let's do the factorization. So at the end, you're going to have x, bracket open, x minus 3, okay, plus 1 multiplying what? X minus what? 3. Okay, this is what you're going to have. Okay, so at the end, this will be equal to x plus 1 multiplying x minus what? 3. Okay, so now the whole limit expression will become x plus 1 multiplying 2x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 multiplying x minus what? 3. Okay, this is what you're going to have now. Okay, so this will now cancel out this, and then at the end we are just going to have the limit as x approaches minus 1 for 2x plus 1 divided by x minus what? 3. Okay, so let's see what you are going to get. So let's do the direct substitution and see what you are going to get. So you're going to have 2 multiplying minus 1 plus 1 divided by minus 1 minus what? 3. So this will give us minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 4. Okay, so that's going to give us minus 1 over minus 4, which will be equal to 1 over 4. Okay, so that will be our answer. Okay, so this is the 30th question. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to solve this question also. Alright, so for this question too, if you try the direct substitution, you're going to have an indeterminate form. Okay, so you have to find a way to factorize it. So with the factorization, let's focus on the denominator. Okay, we have x cubed. Okay, we have x cubed plus 8, which I'll rewrite as x cubed, okay, plus 2 cubed. Okay, and then let's take note of this. If you have an expression of the form a cubed plus b cubed, okay, You can write this as a plus b, okay, multiplying a squared plus b squared minus what? AB. Okay, so we're going to use this to transform the expression we have. Okay, we have x cubed plus what? 2 cube. Okay, so our a becomes x and then our b becomes what? 2. Okay, so we're going to have x cubed plus 2 cube, okay, to be equal to x plus 2 multiplying x squared plus 2 squared minus 2 multiplying what? X. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so at the end, you're going to have x plus 2 multiplying x squared plus 4 minus what? 2x. Okay, so let me write this as x plus 2 multiplying x squared minus 2x plus 4. So let's do the substitution now and see. So we are going to have the limit as x approaches minus 2 for x plus 2, okay, divided by x plus 2 multiplying x squared minus 2x plus 4. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So this and this will now cancel out. Okay, so at the end, we are going to have the limit as x approaches minus 2 for 1 over x squared minus 2x plus 4. So let's do the substitution here and see what you are going to have. Okay, so if you do this, you are going to have 1 over minus 2 squared minus 2 multiplying minus 2, okay, plus 4. Okay, so that gives us 1 over minus 2 squared will give us 4. Okay, then minus 2 multiplying minus 2 gives us plus 4 plus 4. So at the end, our answer will be equal to 1 over 12. Okay, so this will be our answer. So let's take the next example. Okay guys, so this is question 31. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to solve this. So for these two, you can see directly that the direct substitution will not work now. So you have to do some transformation. So let's focus on the numerator. We have 1 over x minus 1 over 3. Okay, so let's find the common denominator, which will be 3x in this case. So on top, you're going to have 3 minus x here. Okay, so our expression will now become the limit as x approaches 3 for 3 minus x divided by 3x, okay, all divided by x minus what? 3. Okay, so let's look at something here. I'm going to write it as 3 minus x divided by 3x, okay, divided by x minus 3. Okay, and then this will be equal to 3 minus x divided by 3x times 1 over x minus what? 3. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so you will see that 3 minus x can cancel out x minus 3. Okay, so for this reason, you will have to do some transformation here. Okay, so let's look at what is going to happen here. So instead of 3 minus x, okay, I'm going to rewrite it as minus 1 bracket open x minus 3. Okay, I'm going to write it as this. If we distribute the 1 to the terms in the bracket, we are going to have 3 minus x again. Okay, so now you're going to have minus x minus 3, okay, divided by what? 3x multiplying what? 1 over what? X minus what? 3. Okay, so that will be the transformation. Okay, so at the end, this will cancel out this. So now you're going to have the limit as x approaches 3 for minus 1 over 3x. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So now let's do the direct substitution and see what you are going to get. You're going to have minus 1 over 3 multiplying 3. Okay, then this will give us a value of what? Minus 1 over 9. Okay, so this will be our answer. Okay, so we have here question 32. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to solve it also. So you can see clearly that the direct substitution is not going to work now, so you have to do some transformation to the expression. Okay, so let's look at the numerator. We have 2 plus x cube minus what? 8. Okay, let's take note of this. If you have an expression of the form a cube minus b cube, okay, this will be equal to a minus b multiplying a squared plus b squared, okay, plus ab. Okay, let's take note of this. Okay, so from here our a will be equal to 2 plus x, and then our b will be equal to what? 8. Okay, so sorry, our b will not be 8. I will have to rewrite the 8 as, okay, let's do the transformation here first. You are going to have 2 plus x cube, okay, minus 2 cube. Okay, that's what you are going to have. Okay, so our b will be 2 and not 8. Okay, so from here you are going to have 2 plus x cube, okay, minus 2 cube to be equal to 2 plus x, okay, minus 2, okay, multiplying 2 plus x squared, okay, plus 2 squared plus 2 multiplying 2 plus x. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so now let's simplify this and see. So you're going to have 2 plus x minus 2 here, okay, and then let's expand the 2 plus x squared. Okay, so you have 2 plus x multiplying 2 plus what? X. Okay, so that's going to give us 2 multiplying 2 plus x plus x multiplying what? 2 plus what? X. Okay, so if you further simplify this, that's going to give us 4 plus 2x plus 2x, okay, plus x squared. Okay, so you are going to have x squared plus 4x plus what? 4. Okay, so brackets open, x squared plus 4x plus 4, and then raising this 2 to the power 2 give us what? 4. So plus 4 here, plus 4 here, and then 2 multiplying 2 give us 4 plus what? 2x. Okay, so that's what you are going to have. So let's simplify this and see. So at the end, you're going to have 2 minus 2 here. Okay, this and this are going to cancel out. So at the end, you're just going to have x there. Okay, so you're going to have x here, and then this will be multiplying. You're going to have 4x, okay, plus what? 2x. That will give us 6x. So you're going to have x squared plus what? 6x, and then plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So you're going to have plus what? 12 here. Okay, so that will be the transformation for the numerator. Okay, so now you're going to have the limit as x approaches 0 for x bracket open x squared plus 6x plus 12 divided by what? X. So now you can see that this x will cancel out this. So at the end, you're going to have the limit as x approaches 0 for x squared plus 6x plus 12. Okay, and then if you do the direct substitution here now, you're going to have 0 squared plus 6 multiplying 0 plus 12, and then that's going to give us an answer of what? 12. Okay, so that becomes our answer. Okay guys, so this is the next example. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to solve this example also. So the direct substitution is not going to work now, so you have to do some transformation here. Okay, so let's look at how we are going to do this. So I'm going to rewrite this as the limit as x approaches 0 for 1 over 3 plus x, okay, minus 1 over 3, okay, and then all this divided by what? X. So now let's focus on the numerator. Okay, for the numerator you have 1 over 3 plus x minus 1 over 3. So our common denominator is going to be 3 multiplying 3 plus x. Okay, so at the end you're just going to have 3 minus 3 plus x on top, and simplifying this you're going to have 3 minus 3 minus x divided by 3 brackets open 3 plus what x. Okay, so at the end you're just going to have minus x over 3 multiplying 3 plus what x. Okay, that will be for the numerator. Okay, so our expression will now become the limit as x approaches 0 for minus x divided by 3 brackets open 3 plus x. Okay, all that divided by x. Okay, this is what you're going to have. So I'm going to write this as, we have minus x divided by 3 bracket open 3 plus x. Okay, so dividing this by x will give us minus x divided by 3 multiplying 3 plus x times 1 over what x. Okay, so you will see that this and this will cancel out, and then at the end you're just going to have minus 1 over 3 brackets open 3 plus what x. Okay, so now our expression will become the limit as x approaches 0 for minus 1 over 3 multiplying 3 plus what x. Okay, so that's just going to give us minus 1 over 3 brackets open 3 plus 0, which will give us an answer of what minus 1 on 9. So this will be our answer. Let's take the next example. Okay guys, so I have the next question here. So let's look at how we are going to find this limit. Okay, we are approaching 0. Okay, x is approaching 0. So you see that the direct substitution is not going to work straightforward here. Okay, so you have to do some transformation. Okay, so let's look at that. So I'm going to transform the expression. You have 1 over x minus 1 over x squared plus what x. Okay, so let's look at how I'm going to transform this. So first of all, you're going to have 1 over x minus 1 over x multiplying x plus 1. Okay, and then I'll factor out 1 over x. So you're going to have 1 over x bracket open 1 minus 1 over x plus 1. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so now let's look at the terms in the bracket. Okay, so for the terms in the bracket, we have 1 minus 1 over x plus 1. Okay, so the common denominator will be x plus 1 in this case. Okay, so at the end, we are just going to have x plus 1 minus 1. Okay, and then this is going to give us x over x plus 1. Okay, so now we are going to have 1 over x multiplying x over x plus 1. Okay, and then this will cancel out this, so at the end we are going to have 1 over x plus 1. Okay, so now we have transformed our expression into 1 over x plus 1, so we are going to have the limit as x approaches 0 for 1 over x plus 1, and then this will be equal to 1 over 0 plus 1, and that will be equal to 1 over 1, which is equal to what? 1. Okay, so that will be our answer. Let's take the next example. Okay, so this is question 35. Okay, so let's look at how we are going to solve this question also. So we have to compute the limit of the square root of 1 plus x minus the square root of 1 minus x divided by what? X. So the direct substitution is not going to work, so we have to do some transformation here. Okay, so let's look at that. So we're going to rationalize this. So we're going to have the limit as x approaches 0 for the square root of 1 plus x minus the square root of 1 minus what? X. Okay, divided by x. Okay, and then this will be multiplied by the square root of 1 plus x. Okay, plus the square root of 1 minus x. Okay, all this divided by the square root of 1 plus 1 plus x. Okay, plus the square root of 1 minus what? X. Okay, so if you do the transformation, you're going to have the numerator, okay, to be, you're going to have the limit as x approaches 0, And then for the numerator, we are going to have the square root of 1 plus x squared, okay, minus the square root of 1 minus x squared, okay, all this divided by x multiplying the square root of 1 plus x plus the square root of 1 minus what, x. So for the numerator, if you have a squared minus what, b squared, this will give us what, a minus b multiplying what, a plus what, b. So it's the same thing that I apply to the numerator. Okay, so this is the a minus b, and then this is what, the a plus b. So I just transformed it into the square root of what, 1 plus x squared minus the square root of 1 minus what, x squared. So at the end, we are just going to have the limit as x approaches 0 for 1 plus x, okay, 1 plus x, okay, minus, okay, bracket open, 1 minus what, x. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so all this divided by x, bracket open, square root of 1 plus x plus the square root of 1 minus what, x. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so at the end, for the numerator, we are going to have 1 plus x minus 1 plus x. Okay, all this divided by x, bracket open, the square root of 1 plus x plus the square root of 1 minus what, x. Okay, this is what you're going to have. So for the numerator, this and this will cancel out, and then you're just going to have what, 2x there. Okay, so let me clean this space. Okay, so now you're going to have, okay, the limit as x approaches 0, okay, for 2x, okay, you're going to have 2x divided by x, bracket open, the square root of 1 plus x minus, plus the square root of 1 minus what, x. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so this x will cancel out this, okay, and then at the end, we are going to have the limit as x approaches 0 for 2 divided by the square root of 1 plus x plus the square root of 1 minus what, x. Okay, so let's do the direct substitution now and see what you're going to get. You're going to have 2 divided by the square root of 1 plus 0 plus the square root of 1 minus what, 0. Okay, so let's see what you are going to get. This is going to give us a value of 2 over root 1 plus root 1, which will give us what, 2 over 2, and then that will be equal to what, 1. Okay, so that will be our answer. Guys, so we are now on question 36. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to compute this limit also. So the direct substitution is not going to work here too, so we will have to do some transformation. Okay, so let's apply the rationalization here. So we are going to have the limit as x approaches 16 for 4 minus the square root of x divided by 16x minus x squared. Okay, multiplying 4 plus the square root of x divided by 4 plus the square root of what, x. Okay, so let's look at the transformation again. I'm going to have this to be equal to the limit as x approaches 16 for 4 squared, okay, for 4 squared minus the square root of x squared. Okay, this is what you're going to have, divided by 16x minus x squared. Okay, multiplying 4 plus the square root of what, x. Okay, so let's look at what you are going to do next. So you are going to have the limit as x approaches 16 for 4 squared will give us 16, and then the square root of x squared will give us what, x. So we are just going to have 16 minus x. Okay, all this divided by 16x, okay, minus x squared, okay, multiplying 4 plus root x. Okay, this is what you're going to have. So let's look at what you're going to do next. Okay, so now let's focus on the denominator, okay, and then look at what you're going to do. Okay, so you're going to have the limit as x approaches 16. Okay, for the numerator we have 16 minus x. Okay, so let's look at what is going to happen to the denominator. So for the denominator, we are going to factor out x from the first expression. Okay, so we are going to have x bracket open 16 minus what x. Okay, multiplying 4 plus the square root of what x. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so from here you can see that you can cancel out the 16 minus x from both the numerator and then the denominator. Okay, so let's look at what you are going to have next. Okay, so now we are going to have the limit as x approaches 16 for 1 over x bracket open 4 plus the square root of what x. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So let's do the direct substitution again and see what you are going to have. You're going to have 1 over 16 multiplying 4 plus the square root of 16. Okay, so this is going to give us 1 over 16 multiplying 4 plus 4. Okay, which will be equal to 1 over 16 times 8. Okay, so let's see what you are going to get. So 16 times 8 will give us 128. So we are going to have our answer to be 1 over 128. Okay, so that will be our answer. So let's go to the next example. Okay guys, so I have the next example here also. So let's look at how you are going to go about this question also. So the direct substitution is not going to work here also. So we will have to do some transformation. So let's rationalize the function. We're going to have the limit as x approaches minus 4 for the square root of x squared plus 9, okay, minus 5 divided by x plus 4, okay, multiplying the square root of x squared plus 9, okay, plus 5, okay, divided by the square root of x squared plus 9 plus 5, okay. So you can write this as the limit as x approaches minus 4 for the square root of x squared plus 9 squared, okay, minus 5 squared, okay, all this divided by x plus 4 multiplying the square root of x squared plus 9 plus what 5, okay. So at the end we are going to have the limit as x approaches minus 4 for x squared plus 9, okay, minus what 25, okay, divided by all that divided by x plus 4 multiplying the square root of x squared plus 9 plus what 5, okay. So let's look at what you are going to have next. So we are going to have the limit as x approaches minus 4 for x squared minus what 16, okay, because 9 minus 25 will give us what minus 16. So all this divided by x plus 4, okay, bracket open square root of x squared plus 9 plus what 5, okay. So let's rewrite the numerator, okay. So we have the limit as x approaches minus 4, then I can write the numerator as x minus 4, okay, multiplying x plus 4, okay, and then all this divided by x plus 4 bracket open square root of x squared plus 9, okay, plus 5. So now you will see that we can cancel out the x plus 4, right? So let's look at what you are going to have now. Okay, so now we have the limit as x approaches minus 4 for x minus 4 divided by the square root of x squared plus 9 plus 5. Okay, so let's do the substitution and see what you are going to get. You're going to have minus 4 divided by the square root of minus 4 squared plus 9 plus 5. Okay, so let's look at what you are going to get. You're going to have minus 8 for the numerator. Let's look at the denominator also. For the denominator, you have the square root of minus 4 squared plus 9. Okay, and then that will give us a value of what? 5. So and then we are going to have minus 8 divided by what? 5 plus 5. Okay, so that gives us an answer of what? Minus 8 over 10. Then that will be equal to minus 4 over 5. So that will be our answer. Okay guys, so this is the next example. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to solve this also. So you have to find the limit as x approaches 1 for x to the power 4 minus 1 divided by x to the power 3 minus 1. So for this one too, the direct substitution is not going to work. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to transform this. So I'm going to write this as the limit as x approaches 1 for x squared. Okay, x squared, okay, raised to the power 2 minus 1 squared, okay, divided by x cubed minus what? 1 cube. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So let's look at what is going to happen. So for the numerator, you can write it as x squared, okay, minus 1, okay, multiplying x squared plus 1. Okay, you can write the numerator in that form. Okay, so now let's look at the denominator. So for the denominator, we have x cubed minus 1 cube. Okay, and then you know if you have an expression of the form a cube minus b cube, that will be equal to a minus b multiplying a squared plus b squared plus what? ab. Okay, okay, so now our a will be equal to x and then our b will be equal to what? 1. Okay, so at the end we are going to have x minus 1 multiplying x squared, okay, plus 1 squared plus 1 multiplying what? X. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So at the end we are going to have x minus 1 multiplying x squared plus x plus what? 1. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So let's bring that here. We are going to have x minus 1 multiplying x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so let's look at something here. For the numerator, we have x squared minus 1 there. Okay, I can write the x squared minus 1 as x squared minus what? 1 squared. Okay, and then this would be equal to x minus 1 multiplying what? X plus 1. Okay, so now instead of x squared minus 1, I'm going to write x minus 1 multiplying what? X plus 1 there. Okay, so let's look at that. So let me clean this and then let's continue. So now we are going to have the limit as x approaches 1 for x minus 1 multiplying x plus 1. Okay, all this multiplying x squared plus 1. Okay, divided by x minus 1 multiplying x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so now we can do the cancellation. This and this will cancel out, and then at the end we are going to have the limit as x approaches 1 for x plus 1 multiplying x squared plus 1 divided by x squared plus x plus 1. So now let's do the direct substitution again. We're going to have 1 plus 1 multiplying 1 squared plus 1 divided by 1 squared plus 1 plus 1. So that's going to give us 2, okay, 2 multiplying 2, okay, for the numerator, and then for the denominator we're going to have 1 plus 1 plus 1, so that will be 3. So at the end our answer is going to be 4 over 3. So let's take the next example. Okay, so I have question 39 here, which says that you should find the limit as h approaches 0 for x plus h cubed minus x cubed over h. Okay, so let's look at how you are going to solve this question. So we know that if you have a cubed minus b cubed, this will be equal to a minus b multiplying a squared plus b squared plus ab. Okay, so considering the numerator, our a will be equal to x plus h. Okay, that will be equal to x plus h, and then our b will be equal to x. Okay, so now we are going to have x plus h, okay, minus x. Okay, all this multiplying x plus h squared plus x squared plus x multiplying x plus what, h. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So let's focus on the x plus h squared. Okay, so you're going to have x multiplying x plus h multiplying x plus what, h. Okay, this will give us x squared plus hx plus hx plus h squared. Okay, so that's going to be x squared plus 2hx plus h squared. So at the end, you know that for this part you're going to have x plus h minus x, right? So all this multiplying x squared plus 2hx plus h squared plus x squared plus x squared plus what, hx. Okay, this is what you are going to have. So let's simplify this and see. For the first bracket, we are just going to have h there. Okay, and then this will be multiplying. You have x squared, you have x squared, and then you have what, x squared here. So you are going to have 3x squared. Okay, and then we have 2hx here, and then we have what, hx here also. So that would be plus, 3hx. Okay, and then lastly we have h squared here. Okay, we have h squared here, so that will be plus what, h squared. Okay, so this is what we are going to have now, okay, for the numerator. So now let's substitute it back into the main expression and then look at what you are going to have. So now you are going to have the limit as h approaches 0, and then for the numerator now we have h multiplying 3x squared plus 3hx plus h squared. Okay, all this divided by what, h. Okay, so now this h will cancel out this, and then we can do the direct substitution. So we are going to have the limit as h approaches 0 for 3x squared plus 3 plus 3hx plus h squared. Okay, so that should give us 3 multiplying 0 squared plus 3 multiplying, sorry, is h approaching 0, not x approaching 0. So you're going to have 3x squared, okay, plus 3 multiplying 0 multiplying x, okay, plus 0 squared. So at the end, this will become 0, this will also become 0. So we are just going to have what, 3x squared. Okay, so our answer will be equal to 3x squared. That's how to go about this question also. Let's take the next example. Okay guys, so this is the next example. So I know that you have come very far, and then at this point I'm just going to give you this question to help cool you down. Okay, so let's look at how you're going to go about this question also. So let's try the direct substitution. So in doing that, we're going to have the square root of minus 2 to the power 4 minus 3 multiplying minus 2 plus 6. Okay, so let's look at what you're going to have. Minus 2 to the power 4 will give us 16. So we're going to have 16, and then minus 3 multiplying minus 2 will give us plus 6. Okay, and then you have what? Plus 6 again. So let's see what you're going to have. So at the end, you're going to have 16 plus 6 plus 6. Okay, so now you're going to have the square root of what? 28, and then that will give us a value of 2 root 7. Okay, so that will be the answer for this question also.